So it's a great honor and a great privilege for me to introduce to you Chef Teresa Shurilla from Maui Culinary Academy and her assistant, who is a very accomplished chef in her own right, Abigail Langless, and Chef Stanton Ho. Yes, and I think she'll be pulling him into the mix too.
I think so. Well,
thank you.
I apologize earlier for I had some sugar in the back, and as they were speaking, I realized that I had burned it. But I always have to cop to what happens. So, I always bring extra sugar. Yay! So we're all set. Not to worry. I wanted to talk about a couple different things. First of all, sugar in Hawaii is almost literally impossible. And it's so humid here, but there's a lot of things that you can do in tricks of the trade. You know, I love working with sugar, but I notice for the most part it's really hard to do in this environment. So what you have to do normally is kind of do other things to go along with the sugar that you're going to do. So the techniques that I was going to show you today, I can't show you everything. You only gave me an hour and a half. I can make it a lot longer. My classes are usually 5 to 6 hours. And we're in the lab, and then I do lecture in between. So what I teach over at UH Maui College is advanced baking. And this semester, I was kind of lucky enough I set up the program a while ago. I think 14 years I've been there. And I started with the fundamentals, and then I created the advanced baking classes as well. So what we're doing today, it's stuff that you can do without too many problems. That besides this, you know, the pulling and the blowing, that's kind of the fancy stuff, but it's really difficult to do. But I want to give you some tricks of the trade that you can just start right off and do it. So you can impress people. You can do small showpieces. I brought this from Maui. Am I too loud? Oh, okay. I brought this from Maui. This is pressed sugar. Pressed sugar is just, I gave you a recipe there. It's just granulated sugar and water. And you mix it together and you press it into a mold. I kind of, oh, what am I doing? Too much with the kukui. Okay. Yeah, it's like, no, I'm good. I was like, oh. So what I did is that I pressed both of these. These came from Maui. So I pressed them. I put them, I took the mold off, and then I put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. And then I actually left it in the oven overnight. This is like a big sugar cube. Can you reuse it? I suppose you could. Not really appropriate though. So, and I wanted to have a background here. Let me show you. I'm a big doodler, so I doodled on my list. So I was hoping with my doodle, I don't know if you guys can see that, I need a direction when I start out, even if it's a small direction. You know, I need to kind of know where I'm going, but sometimes I go off the rails just a little bit. So I started with my pressed sugar right here. Now my pressed sugar, Abby is going to be my airbrush artist today. So she's going to airbrush with alcohol, and we've got some sparkle dust. So if you're not familiar with the sparkle dust, those of you who like pastry, I don't know if you can see in there, right there. I put sparkle dust in everything. Sorry, chef, I know that you're like, can't help myself. You know, they made it, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't you put that on there? Because that's so sparkly, and I love that. But anyway, so what I'm going to do here, what I did earlier, because these take a long time to set up, and an hour and a half is not going to be long enough, I did what's called poured sugar, poured isomalt. We use isomalt in Hawaii. Isomalt is a sugar substitute. It's usually for diabetics, and that was AWOL, wasn't it, Stanton? And like 25 years ago, you guys figured out that isomalt was good for, we can thank them for discovering that it actually works better in this environment, and it's not as tacky. You can remelt it. It is derived from sugar. You take can I go there? You take a disaccharide, you break it in half twice, and it becomes a simple sugar. So it goes through the system. They use it for diabetics because it goes through the system as not as a carbohydrate. It goes through as kind of like fiber. So you have to be careful. If you're eating a lot of this sugar-free stuff, you catch my drift? Okay, so be careful. Like, wow. All right, but that's why we can use it for sugar. Now, it doesn't color as much as sugar. Sugar you have to take to a certain temperature, and then you'll add the color. So it's going to get a little yellow. Some people like to mix the isomalt and the sugar, cooked sugar, together, so it's cheaper because isomalt's about $6 a pound, and sugar is about 60 cents a pound. To us it is. It might be cheaper for you guys over here, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so what I did with this is I just took the isomalt. Maybe not. Maybe you have to see me pour it. So what I'm going to do, these are called noodles. So they're flexible, okay? And you can do whatever design you wanted. Basically what I wanted to have happen here is I've got my shablon or my mold just to hold these noodles, which are flexible, in place. So when I go to pour the isomalt on top of here, there's a marble underneath. It's going to set up hard. Then I can lift that up, hopefully, and put that, she says hopefully, because you always make these great plans, and then you're getting ready, and you're like, oh, that really, okay. So we'll just put all these things together. I want to basically show you techniques, and then you can go have some fun. So this, I boil it, a little bit of water to start it off, the isomalt. It looks like, Abby, do you have it? It looks like, this had some luster in it, so you kind of look like this. It looks like, there you go, like that. So we start off with that, and you cook that to about 340, 350. If you're casting, that's what this is called. It's called casting. And if you're pulling or blowing, you don't want to go past 340 degrees. I don't. He does. He goes 360. That's a little hot for my hands. I can't do it, Captain. It's too hot. Okay, so what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and hopefully not block you, but I'm going to pour over my little mold here. Because I've got the bubbles are gone now. I'm going to let that kind of, and if I see any bubbles, I usually will take a torch and hit the bubbles. Abby, I've got that teeny baby torch. Do you see? Go on top of the, yeah, go ahead and light that.
Chef, that's just isomalt and coloring?
This is isomalt and coloring, And Abby is going to get the bubbles out, because if you go too quickly and start pouring before you let it sit for a minute, let the bubbles kind of subside, then you have bubbles in here, but you can always get them out with the torch. That's what I use that little torch for. So you can see I put a little bit of gold dust in there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm kind of trying to make it go to the, there we go. You have to have very steady hands when you do this too, otherwise it gets a little dangerous. All right. So it usually takes, could take about an hour to set up. Abby's going to go in and start to get the bubbles out. You ready? Mm-hmm. Get those bubbles out. Get them out. Mm-hmm. Get them out. Get them out. Thank you. Now, that was your job. I apologize. Yeah. All right, thanks.
I needed you to show me.
I know. I do that. You have to smack me. All right, so that is what that is. I also made pastillage and then brought it here. Has anyone ever seen pastillage before? Pastillage is a mix of cornstarch and powdered sugar and gelatin and vinegar. Again, thank you, Chef Stanton. His recipes always work really good. And he's cool about using the recipe, so I used yours on my little printout, by the way. Thank you. Have to, give credit where. Okay, so I'm not going to roll out pastillage. I just want to show you what I did with it and what it looks like. I brought it for you because we don't, and again, with the hour and a half, right? I just want you to feel it. So don't worry, I'm not going to use it after you all touch it. I'm going to send some down either side. Haley, could you help us with that? Is that good? Perfect. Okay. That looks gorgeous. Like me. Okay. So Haley's going to pass a little bit out. Thank you, Linda. So you can feel it. Oh, we're good. Now the vinegar helps it dry, but again in Hawaii, I wasn't sure if that was going to dry in time. So I put it in the dehydrator. After I rolled it out and I cut it and I put it in the dehydrator. Abby's going to bring those to us right now. So who are my budding pastry people? Where are you? Nobody? One. Wow. Good. This is actually good because I can convince you all. I'm really good at that. I usually can talk people into many things, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Abby leaving her work day. which she never
That's
does.
hard.
See, it was
Yeah.
good. It's good for you. It's good for you. All right, so anyways, we rolled out this pastillage, and as you roll it out, it kind of sets up fairly hard. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to airbrush this. So Abby has got the airbrush, and we're making a mixture of grain alcohol, and we've got 2 different kinds of gold here. If you've worked with any of these gold powders, this is just a regular old gold, it's called. And then the newest of the cake world is called the highlighter colors. I have a squeegee, that thingy. So, okay, she said. Did you see my dropper? Oh, here it is. Voila. Okay. So, do you want to airbrush right here, Delling? That'd be good. Just don't airbrush over there. So you have to mix it and dilute it just enough so it actually goes through the airbrush. But you don't want to get pastillage too wet. I don't really care about the towel that much. But the way that we're going to set this up, see like the picture that I had over here, the picture in my head, I was going to put 2, one on the other, so one and then the other one, and then I have a couple smaller ones there, okay? I also brought some pearls to pearl the inside of these once I pipe some sugar on there. Why? Because we can. You can always add things. If you run out of time, if you guys are out the door and I'm putting little pearls on, don't worry, we'll get a picture for you. If you're a type A anal retentive personality, this is a great, no? Too much? Okay. This is really good for you. But I think for the most part, pastry, this is kind of the icing on the cake, but I think the most important thing there you go. Oh yeah. Here. That one's a dual action one. Are you getting that? You got to press and pull. See? There you go. Press and pull. This is a dual action, so you got to press and pull at the same time. There you go. Press down, pull. No, that way you ready? Work. There you go. You got to press and pull all the way open. All the way. There you go.
It's just.
Is it clogged?
It is.
Okay. Let me
It's
fix
just
you.
gonna take a while.
Let me fix you.
Let's go in and then.
Yeah. It needs a little more booze in there.
Okay.
Give me a teeny bit of booze. For now, I'll unclog it. Yeah, that highlighter color you got to be careful of. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. And I spray my hand a lot. All right. It's always the airbrush, isn't it? Always the airbrush. There you go. Now you're talking. Okay. She's gonna be spraying that for a while. All right. So far so good. What's this? Fresh sugar. Thank you. Guys are paying attention. What's this over here? Cast ice malt, right? Okay. Now we also have cast ice malt over here, and I cast those into silicone molds. We can always. All right. It'll be fine. She's going to say, leave me alone. I will be fine. So what I like to do also with these, once I cast these, and they come out of the silicone mold, they're not as clean sometimes. So I will just take a torch really quickly. And just kind of clear it out a little, if I can. I'm going to do it right here on the stainless, just to make it a little shinier. See what I mean? Oopsie. There we go. Did I shine that up pretty good? Almost, except for that side that I can't see. When I put this in the silicone mold, which I was taking it out when you guys were getting your awards. Congratulations, by the way. That's always great. Good. And I'm going to bring that back. Pardon me?
How long does the pastillage?
Oh, sorry. The pastillage, if you have the dehydrator that I borrowed when I came to Honolulu, I went to Abby's Bake Shop and took her dehydrator out of. Sometimes it'll take a week in Hawaii. And I dry it in my deck oven on styrofoam. And if I'm in a hurry, I'll put it in the dehydrator. Normally that's best because if you're going to paint it with something like this, you have to have it pretty dry. Otherwise it'll turn rather mushy and not very nice. Oh, hello. All right, hello. Having some technical difficulties today? Really? Okay, fine. Okay, it's now a blowtorch. All right. Okay. Well, I don't want you anymore. Not going to use that. That'll be fine. All right. So, because it's Valentine's week, I couldn't help myself. I spent all last week we make bonbons for sale. We made about 800 different bonbons for sale. So that's what we do the week before. I usually do it like this week, and then we box them up and we sell them. But we made them last week, and that was really quite lovely. All right, so that would be the pastillage. So far, so good. I'm not going too quick. You guys following? All right. Look at my time check. I want to make sure I cover everything. Okay, we're good. Oh, plenty of time. All right, so next thing I want to show you. This will take a little while to dry. Once it does dry, I just remove the noodles, comme ça, and then we'll put this upright, and hopefully the curvature, I took this and I kind of did the same curvature as this, so hopefully it'll fit right in there. Fingers crossed, people, fingers crossed. You never know. It's always good. Oh, you are good. Do you do this for a living?
Well,
Sometimes? A little airbrushing here and there? A little something, something? All right, cool. So, pardon me? Oh, my TV. Well, I haven't won the money yet. Let's just say that. I've tried. I've done just a couple shows so far. I did Sugar Dome, which only stayed on one season, unfortunately. I think it was too over the top. And I don't think they came up and they had a sugar artist, a cake artist, and an artist from, the field, and ours was a muralist. So I did that show, and that was interesting because the person who was the muralist had to paint with food color on the mural, and they'd never worked in that medium before. So they were, you would think that the cake person's usually the person, excuse me, I apologize, I'm going to say that, is usually the person who's the most affected, and they get a little grumpy, but it was the actual, is that me or you? Uh-oh, never mind, don't pay attention. You guys, I told you to turn off your phone. Okay, I don't know who that was. I'm going to turn that off. That was on mute. That's all right. That looks great. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Is that a good so far? Nice? Very swaggy? I like it too. Is that not good? Is that a bad thing to say? I just want to make sure. I don't want to whoa. Anyway, so as I was asked to go do this show, and I'd never done a show before, so I went over there, and of course, you never know what's going to happen. And TV, they like the epic fail, So if you're doing something really bad or something has gone terribly wrong, those are the people they zoom right in. They're like, "How do you feel?" After you broke your sugar showpiece, you're like, "Well, what do you think?" I'm like, "That's terrific." No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But the second one, they called me up and they asked me to do Halloween Wars, and so that was really fun. And I actually almost made it to the end, except, and I have to blame it on the team. I was with these crazy people. The cake guy, again, sorry. Okay, cake guy was really nutty. So he said he was kind of bossy, little nutty, but we made it to the last show. So there was there were 5 teams that started out. So every week somebody was kicked off. So the first week for us, it was like, no, am I going to make it? But she liked our stuff. We did zombie prom, and I did this big, huge punch bowl, and the punch bowl ended up breaking, and the punch was everywhere, but it was appropriate because it was a zombie prom. And so she came over, and I made her this panna cotta. She loved the panna cotta, so she didn't care that the punch was all over the table. She was like, I love the panna cotta. I'm like, good, don't look at the rest. So then we made it that week, and then we made it to the next week, and we got to the final week, and the pumpkin guy and the cake guy were fighting like every day. Oh, it was, and they didn't do that for TV. These guys were seriously, they were going to kill each other. I thought we weren't going to make it, but we did, and we lost, but it was a good loss. You know, I felt like I made it that far. The pastry chefs that I was competing against were, you know, really good pastry chefs, and you never know if your day's going to be good or not. You know, you just don't know. But it was really nice to go over there, and I met a lot of great people and some good professionals, and I saw some great stuff. So, you know, even though the reality TV for the Food Network, sometimes you're like, really? You know, I mean, a lot of that stuff, they give you a timer, and they never turn the timer off. So that's real, just so you know. Drama, yeah, somewhat real. But I think as far as, you know, doing what we do professionally, I'd like to see more shows where people would just show what they do instead of turning it into a reality TV, because it's hard enough just to do this, and just throwing in the spin of the reality TV with the personalities, it's a little too much. All right. Anyways, she is doing, should we give her a hand? Golf clap. Thank you. All right. Very good. You're fantastic. You're hired. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Back to me. Because you know, Abby, it's all about me today.
Yeah.
All right. It's all about me. All right. So back to this. What I thought, I watched, and I think I watched too much TV. I watched a television program the other day, and it was called Face Off, where they do the makeup. Have you ever watched that? It's got some really incredible makeup techniques, and I find some inspiration from different things. So I was watching that, and they were doing the Queen. Everyone had a card. So they were doing one person did the Queen of Hearts, and she actually did hearts on top that looked like actual organs, hearts on top of the showpiece. So that's kind of the inspiration for where we're going here today. And I want to show you something. Then we're going to hopefully, like TV magic, pull this off. I like the shine much better on that. What are you doing differently? I don't know. Whatever you're doing, keep it going. Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right. So we're going to take a little bit of this extremely hot sugar. Now, sugar, when you're pulling and blowing sugar, you have to cool it off before you try to actually attach it to these pumps. If you don't do that, I should stop talking while I'm doing this. You won't really get an even ball on the end of this, so I'm going to have to go back to this guy. All right. Abby, once you do those, can you get that isomalt started so we can, when we start putting the pieces together? I don't know what's going on with the torch. I have no idea. It's decided to change. So unfortunately, this showpiece, once we put it up today, if I don't spray it, it's not going to last. But when I spray it, it dulls it a little bit. So if you're in an environment where it's not going to go out to the food, you know, to the buffet table, sometimes I spray it with the acrylic spray just to save it so I can put it in the window at the culinary school. But I never would put anything like that out on a buffet if someone was going to, if the possibility of anyone could eat that, because you don't want to do that. That's kind of scary. All right. So for here, and then we'll pull a small ribbon because Chef Stanton was here earlier and he pulled exactly what we needed. Thank you, Chef. Because his ribbons are so much prettier. I think you got what, a couple years of sugar on me, right? Yeah. So when Chef Stanton started coming to the school in, what was it, 2000, right? No, 2001, I think, the first time at Maui. I took a class over it, and I suggest that any time any of these professionals come and you have a chance to take a class with any of these guys, you do it. You know, because coming to Hawaii, you don't have to go to the mainland. You don't have to pay the money to get the ticket. You know, you can go and take a class from them. And I was inspired by, I think you were doing sugar as well with AWOL, came over to the college. Now, because of the proximity and because of where we are in Maui, I'm able to say to these guys, not necessarily Stanton is from here, but the other folks, would you like to come to Hawaii to teach a class? What do you think their answer is? Not like, hey, I'm in Des Moines. You guys feel like teaching a class in the winter in Des Moines? That's Iowa, sorry. Nothing, if anyone's from Iowa, I apologize. But my father was in rock and roll, and he would always go on the road and tell me all these really bad places. So Des Moines apparently is not a really great place to go for venues, so I use that. There's one in Detroit, too. I forgot which one he talked about. Okay, so my scissors, which I left here. Thank you. That looks great, Abby. I like it. I like the shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, very happy with that. All right. Oh, there's wonderful. Okay, so far, so good. Any questions so far? No? You guys enjoying yourself? Ready for a good semester? Making some good, who's doing, no, the pastry people are not here, right? They're all, are they here? Some are here. Who's doing all this petty for us? For the function coming up. Do you guys have a big function this weekend? They're all doing petty for us. Oh, never mind. Okay. Maybe you don't know yet. Maybe I'm spoken too soon. All right.
How did you know you were getting in the business?
When I was going to school in Santa Monica, and I was not going to be a pastry chef. I was going to be Linda Ronstadt. I was going to be a singer. I was going to school for that. And I also did some cooking for my dad's parties on the side, so I did cooking for that. And then I went to work at a restaurant called Charmers Market down in Santa Monica, and the pastry chef kept walking out. Andre was his name. These are good stories, aren't they? Andre the pastry chef kept walking out. So the last time Andre the pastry chef walked out, guess who became the pastry chef? That would be me. And they brought, this was in, how old am I? Just kidding. This was, thank you, Abby. This was 1981, I think, 1981. And I was in Santa Monica, so the other restaurant that was coming up at that time was Michael's Restaurant in Santa Monica with Jonathan Waxman. It's when all the Nouvelle Cuisine was happening. So Andre the pastry chef, thank you, he walked out. I was going to school, and I was going to be a singer. I would never have made it on Idol, so just so you know. It's okay, I didn't hurt my music career too badly. And then he walked out. I called my dad. I go, well, the chef said I have to quit my singing so I can pursue pastry. And my father said that I was a much better cook than I was a singer. And I always, and that was good because he's in the music business. That was, you know, I thought without telling me the real truth. Later I figured that out. There was no Idol back then. I couldn't have tried out and had my hopes dashed and say, why are you here singing? It's not your forte. But if you want me to, I'll hum, you know, a little bit for you later on, maybe. No? Not so much?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I want to hear.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. So anyways, so what I've done here, as I was doing that quickly so I could kind of concentrate on that, is I've attached this ball right here. So what I wanted to do, remember when I was talking about the hearts, right? Those hearts that look kind of like hearts. Are you going to help me out here? Because you have the fandango. Okay, I've got it kind of stuck there. So anyways, as I'm working, Andre has walked out, the pastry chef. The chef is now going to train me to make pastries. I didn't even know what the term pastry chef meant. I was like, I'm the who? Okay. And he brought in the pastry chef from L'Orangerie, which was like the finest restaurant in the city at that time. Richard Shurilla, yes. And then he also brought in Jimmy Brinkley, who was the pastry chef over at Michael's. And these were the people who were training me. So that was the first training I had. I had no idea these guys were the best pastry chefs in LA at the time. I was just like, okay. So I'm like, I'm a good follower. I can follow directions. That's why the chef put me, there, is because I followed his directions. I never would, he goes, I want you to follow this exactly. I'm like, maybe the first time. And then after that, I will switch it up just a wee bit. Okay, why don't you want to try it that way? No, it's not going to go that way. You have to go. It's a swirly do.
Okay.
That's a swirly do. Okay, talk to me here. Okay, let's start from the bottom.
Oh,
This-
okay.
How
Not
many
the heart.
pastry chefs does it take to? Okay, give me the thing. There you go. Do it on the top. This is something that I saw Mr. Frederick Monti doing, and I was like mesmerized by it because I thought it was kind of cool. It's just something different. That you take this, and this is like plumbing solder, I think. I'm over at Home Depot all the time doing weird stuff, buying things that, like, why do you need that? I'm like, it looks like it can make a good thing. Now, of course, I can't do it in front of you. I did a couple before, just in case this didn't look so good at the time. Why don't you pull the other ones out so they can see where we're going, Abby? There we go. Okay, there we go. This one needed a,
Chef, can you tell us what the equipment is exactly and where you got it? Like the bulb and all that?
these you just get from Chef Rubber, right? And, I think before they used to get them from the doctor, but that's oh yeah, see, it's already dulled.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Okay. But this one needed a little bit more, Abby. I don't think it got, that's a little shinier. All right. That's kind of where we're going. I want it to look kind of like a heart, an actual heart, not a heart. Okay, you get my, okay. I think they get it. All right. You get it. And see what happens when you stay up late night watching weird shows. Yeah. You get inspiration from everything, right, Chef?
Yes.
All kinds of stuff. He's like, whatever, Cheech. It's like, I'm watching you. What are you doing? All right, that's all right. That's my favorite so far. I like that one. All right, so now, Abby's usually all right, Haley, you're up. You want to be the holder? Okay. Just gonna cool this off. If you don't cool it off, especially, oh, you sure? You just have to hold on to the thing. There you go. Don't worry.
I did it earlier.
How do you say your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome. You're now here for the whole time. Okay, there we go. See how we are? Okay. Anyways, so far so good. You see how I just kind of coaxed that up. I had to have it too. If it's too warm, it kind of falls off. But you can kind of see. Sorry, thank you so much. You're holding that so nicely. See the shine now? In 10 minutes in Hawaii, this is not going to be like this anymore. So I do have a spray that I could spray on it, but it's so humid today that I sprayed this earlier. I sprayed the spray on, and it just dulled it right away with the confectionery spray. Now, the edible spray, like I said, if you're going to put it somewhere where no one really is going to try to eat it, because there's always that guy, right, who goes out, is like, I want to eat the sugar showpiece. You're like, why? They yank on the chocolate stuff. So those people make me so bad. It's so bad. All right, so you're okay. I'll tell you when. You're doing wonderful. Fantastic. All right. So, anyways, my background then, because there's always more interesting stories. So then, after working with these really great pastry chefs, I asked the chef, I think I need to go to Europe because that's where everyone was going. Now you can just go to Vegas because all the pastry chefs are in Vegas. Just want to say, they're all there. So you don't have to go that far, and you don't need to learn how to speak French because apparently in Vegas they speak English, which is helpful. But so there I am in Europe with high school French. Not working for me. But that's okay. I worked in England at a place called Le Gavroche, which was a 3-star Michelin. So I went from working with these guys to the 3-star Michelin. And that's where I first started pulling sugar, was over there with the chef in the bake shop. After I had peeled potatoes and turned the perfect vegetables for 4 months to get out of the vegetable section to go into the pastry department, but they wouldn't let me go until I made perfect vegetables. It didn't make sense at the time. Still doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I can turn vegetables very well. So if you give me a turning knife,
It's called hazing.
It was hazing. It was French hazing. So I was 18 guys in the kitchen and me. Yeah, scary. 80s. Okay, I'm not going to say anything else because that was crazy. All right, so Abby, where's that other sugar really quickly? Okay, let's put that on. Let's not burn it. That I'm saying let's. Thank you. All right, I shall. All right. So we're going to stick everything together with the isomalt that we are cooking now. And then we'll put some more goodies on the outside of our showpiece as well. And hopefully everything will be gorgeous, like me. No one's laughed at that joke yet. All right. Ha ha ha. Thank you. Ha. I got a ha. Ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So far so good? Ooh, that's a little thin in there. Ooh. All right, so the last thing that we also did down here is we made some bubble sugar just to add to the showpiece. We can take some of that and kind of break that off and put it as a background. And that's just isomalt that you sprinkle some color and of course some sparkle dust. And we put it in the oven with 2 silpats on top at 350 for 15 minutes. I don't know if I put that on your paper, so you might want to add that in if you need to. Those are always my background. You know, I'll put that in as the background. How are we doing over there? Look at how wonderful. Yeah, it's already getting sticky. You can just tell. All right, that's all right. Hold on, we'll do another one if you don't mind. Do you mind that we grabbed you? Okay, that's fantastic. I do that, especially with my students. Like, I just stopped in for a minute. 2 hours later. Okay, so right now, this is already sticky in this environment. I'm going to take it off. Okay. And so hopefully it's not going to stick to me too much. Right? How are we doing time-wise? We're doing okay? How much time do I have? Huh? Okay, so an hour? No. Huh? 3? Ooh. All right. So not as many balls as I would like to do, actually. That's all right. Huh? Okay. I've got my painter. If I didn't have my painter over there, I don't think I would be okay. No, it's looking good. I'm good. So I need to not stick to what I have my hand on. So because you're next to the ocean, there is a nice ocean breeze that I think is coming in that is causing a little bit of our situation, but that's okay. We got this. There we go. I'm going to put that in there. There we go. Thank you. And I'm putting it away with I've got some limestone in there, so the limestone is going to suck out some of the moisture. All right, I'm going to stop dawdling because we're almost ready to put this bad boy together in a minute. Have you keeping an eye on the ice malt? Good. How much water did you put in there? Just a teeny bit, right? Okay. All right, so last but not least, a quick ribbon. Stanton pulled the really beautiful one, so I'll make you a little one. He makes me nervous when I'm doing ribbons in front of him, just so you guys know, because he's the man. He's the man. That's okay, I got this. It's a lot.
You can do it too.
I got it.
You do.
So you have the same anxiety you guys do. It's okay. You are so good at that. I love that. I'm so impressed with you today. I must say. I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I'm not. All right. So you're standing over there, you're waiting. I've got something for you. It's coming. Don't worry. I got her on reserve over here. She's okay. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Huh? Yeah, do them all. Yeah, I'm not going to use them all, but yeah, do them all. Okay, I think that's, you want to just check the temperature? I've got a thermometer there. Actually, Caitlin, right? Yeah. Do you want to unscrew that and plug that in and see what that temperature is? I want 340, please.
Chef, can you maybe have Abby share a little bit about her background?
Of course.
So we have some students that want to own their own little shops sometimes. And,
Who?
Shall I just talk here?
There's a microphone right there.
sorry.
No pressure.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, I'm Chef Abigail Langlis, and I own Cakeworks. I've had it for about 6.5 years now. It was probably the scariest thing I ever did was open my bakery. Sometimes you just have to jump off the cliff and hope that you land on your feet. Before that, I, let's see, like Cheech, I went to Europe. I went to Europe to learn patisserie and French cuisine. So I went to a small French cooking school in England, which was 9 months. And then from there, I did my stage or my work experience at the Four Seasons Inn on the Park. And I did advanced pastry at Westminster College in London. So I was in England about 3 years. I was very lucky because I got a visa for work exchange.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. And then I did something crazy. I married a French man, and I moved to France and lived in Lyon for 3 years.
Just so you know, we have a similar story. But I was in Ferney-Voltaire. We should have run into each other.
I know, I
Too
know.
much. I'm honing in on her information.
And maybe you worked at Le Grave Roche when I was in on the park, and they came over and did a thing with us one time.
I don't know. I don't know.
We did crepe souffle.
Okay.
And so I did not speak any French. I didn't take French in high school. I took Spanish. So I learned when I was there. I took
let's
4
get it to
months of
3:20 and
intensive
I'm
French
happy.
classes. And basically, I guess
Actually,
my kitchen
3:50
French
and
was
I'm
pretty
happy.
good, you know.
So you need to
So I
keep
was
that.
just lucky.
Yeah,
But
just
like Cheech,
Just-
I worked in kitchen full of young men, and I was the only woman. And yeah, crazy times.
What was that, 80? Was that in the 80s as well?
I was there
Early 90s, 'cause you're
91,
younger.
90, 93, yeah.
They started getting a little nicer
96.
in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, but I think most of the men I worked with had never worked with a woman before. And I would go and apply at different places. I wanted to work somewhere really good, top notch. And they would say to me, we don't want a pâtissier. We don't want a pâtissière. We want a pâtissier. We're not hiring a pâtissière, which is the feminine for pastry chef. So it's
Well,
like
that's
you didn't even
just
get a
a
chance.
company, right, exactly.
Yeah. One place I applied, they said, "Oh, how's your sales experience?" So I knew I wasn't going to get in the kitchen. Yeah, but
Your sales
but
experience.
right. But overall, I think I was very lucky. A young French chef found my resume at the Syndicate de Patisserie. You could put your resume in for people who were looking for somebody. And he called me up and he hired me. So I was very lucky, and I got really the best experience in the world there. And then when I came back to Hawaii, I landed a job with Alan Wong's. And I had to make truffles for about a year before I moved into the pastry kitchen. And we made a lot of truffles. So like 8-10 hours a day, I'd be making rolling truffles. But that was a really good experience and probably very pivotal for me because at Alan Wong's, I met a lot of people in the industry. And I also got to experiment a lot. He's very into letting you experiment and come up with your own specials. So it's probably where I learned the most. And then from there,
Not in Europe?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in Europe. But I got my basics in Europe for sure.
You wanna turn that on?
But I think at Alan Wong's I got to expand my own ideas and learn to be creative. And the majority of my business now is we do a lot of custom cakes, so cake. And then our second offshoot is French macaroons. So we do a lot of French macaroons. We're at all the Eat the Street events and other things.
All the, what's it called?
Eat the Street.
Not familiar. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I was letting her go. I'm
Your turn.
I'm pulling a ribbon. they call them little sausages, and I kind of line them up in a row. And the key to this is trying to keep these all even at the same time, right? So I'm going to pull this, and then I'm going to join them together right here. I'm doing it backwards for myself, so I'm like, I wonder how that's going to work.
And she's making it look easy. It's really hard.
It's, you know what, for me, because these gloves I have are really, are easier. You know, if I was doing it with the plastic gloves, I'd probably do like 3 or 4 gloves on. But I don't have a lot of feeling left in my hand. I think Stanton used to pull his. He's not here now, so I was waiting for him to leave so I could do the ribbon. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that nervous. It just, you know, he's like the master, and then it's kind of like doing the stuff in front of the master. So now what you want to do is that you want to cool it off as you're pulling it, right? You know what, Abby? I'm going to need this space right here just to cool it. Okay? And then I want to put it together, because right here, you see how I did that a couple times? Now, a lot of people will cut it at the bottom, but I seem to think that it lets it cool down a little bit too much when you do that. So now I'm kind of putting it together here and opening up a little bit more here. And then I'm going to take it and kind of just try to pull it where I want it. Okay? It's a little heavier here, which is fine for me. And I reuse this at the end. You know, Abby, will you hand me that round? Give me the round one. The round sugar piece. Give me the round sugar piece. The round ball. That one, yeah, bring me that. Is in my drawing, which I'm trying to follow. Here. Okay, so you see how it's still flexible, right? I'm pulling it just, yep. And then I need you to heat up that torch. And now at this point, I'm going to cut it off the bottom right there with my triangle that I just bought at Home Depot. Thank you very much. Can you tell where I was? All right, hurry, hurry, lemon scurry. Quickly. Thank you. Okay. Can you pull off the end of that real quick? There we go. I need to get it a little bit hotter. I'll do it so you don't see the... Okay, down. Good. Good. Is it good? Almost. Down one more time. Should be okay. There we go. Okay. I'm good. For now. And I'm going to, yeah, you hold it right there. Thank you. So I just kind of want to do a little wrappy-do. That is not a technical term. Sorry. If you could figure out by now, I'm quite the silly one. I apologize if my jokes are too much. I have a serious side. I just haven't found it yet. Yeah, up there. There you go. Watch out for your, I don't want to burn you. Just don't break the ribbon. Take the burn.
Yeah. Every time.
There you go, good. Okay. I'll clean that off a little bit. And right now, once you get it to the point where you want it, you can always, there we go. Kind of wanted it to do this little number here, and you can always cut it, heat it and cut it. Will you grab the scissors real quick? Thank you. Okay, so this beautiful ribbon is going to get ugly in about half an hour. So once you guys take a picture of, yeah, just heat those. Thank you. Once we take a picture of this, trust me, sugar here, it just starts to liquefy. Cut that. There you go. Good girl. Okay, so now, fantastic, exactly what I wanted. Okay, so like what I said right here, you can reheat any of these things and do whatever you need to with the end of that. I'll tell you what, that doing pastry for as long as I've been doing pastry, because I started in the 80s. No, right there. Just pop it right there. Yeah. This is probably, it's a lot of work, but it's an amazing field. And if you get jazzed by this and you really like doing pastry, and this is something that you, just let me tell you, this is something that you're not going to do in your beginning couple years, right? You have to scoop the cookies first, correct? Because the students always come out sometimes of culinary school and they're like, when am I going to do the wedding cakes? And then the pastry chef says, when you can scoop a cookie, right? So when you can scoop a good cookie. But these are things, if you're excited about the field and that's what you want to do, this is really, you know, there's so many things that you can do. Sugar is just one of them. Chocolate I also love as well, right? Cakes was, you know, Abby does cakes all the time. I mean, that's really her forte, right? Yeah. Miss Ab? Oh, it's all right. All right, the airbrush, what I need to do is airbrush this with the pearl. Can you switch that out to the pearl? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to go over my time. Yes, I am. No, I'll try to get it together for you so we can get something up. So far, so good?
What are you airbrushing?
Yeah, the pearlized with the vodka. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Okay. I'm going to kind of decide where that goes right there. Let's see. Whoa, hello. I'll just put that right there. That looks good to me. So Ab, can you dip this guy for me? I'm going to actually stick this guy here. Okay. That's going to work. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and turn the torch on. I'll go with my original idea. Thanks. Oh, just on this one I was talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. That's okay. I think I can go this way. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you can do it that way. I've done it that way. All right. It's all right. Now it's time to pull these gloves off because I can't do it with that. Sorry, Caitlin. You come on over on this side, and I'll have you help me. Okay. All right. Yay! Yeah, we're going over there. I'm going to have you hold things in a minute once I pull it up. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so I'll put something on someplace and then you just have to hold it there for a minute. I don't like using cold spray on sugar because it cracks it. And I've done it a couple times when I was doing showpieces and I tried to put the showpiece together with the cold spray and I hit it and it just cracked the whole piece. All right, no gloves. Is that good? Okay. Thank you. Yes, I do. I want some right there. And then heat some more up, just like that. Just get it off the thing. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go there. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. I'm going to get the stuff. Yeah. And then I need the triangle too, if you could grab that. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to, just hold it like right there. There you go. Perfect. Uh-huh. That triangle, yeah. Nope. Okay. Don't worry. I'll only burn myself. Okay. Oh, maybe you. Oh. Okay, move that hand, that one, no, this one. Move that hand back. Just hold it right there. There you go. Because I will burn you there. So you just hold that. Try not to wiggle it. There we go. Good. I don't like that piece, but we're going to get rid of that, so don't worry about it. Okay. I'm living on the edge, aren't I? Okay, we'll leave that. Sorry, guys. I'm totally over my time, aren't I? Abby, you want to do that? I just want you to go, yeah, you just go back and forth along this. Just be careful. Kind of like that. Okay. You can wipe it down a little bit from time to time. So you can wipe it down from time to time. And once you okay. All right. There we go. All right. Is that staying? Think so? I think that it almost is. You need a little bit more. Okay.
Just going side to side.
Yeah. I'm just going to put a little bit more down on that. Right there. Okay. There we go.
I don't think that one's glued down.
It's not, yeah, it's not glued down, so that's all right. You're good. Okay, just don't touch the thing right there. There you go. So, there you go. I'll put some more stuff in there so it'll make it stay. Got it? Good. Yay. You're making him nervous, Abby. There we go. Okay. That's why I'm going to hold that up that way, okay? Okay. Yeah, you don't have to hold that one anymore. Yeah, you're good. 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 You hold that like that, so don't touch that part. Yeah, touch this part. The ends. Got it. Good. Good. So you're doing great. Okay, so let go of that now. See where we're at. Is that good? I think it's right there. I'll let go for a second. Yeah. I think you're good, actually. Okay. Be able to go like that. Comme ça. Gonna start hiding some stuff back here. All right. Good. Yeah. That's good. Just don't let that hit the edge because we'll all be crying. Whee! And again. Go.
Students, before I forget, make sure you fill out the eval before you stay on here. I'll be watching the board, so you have to.
And we don't have to put anything about the swearing, people. Is that? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, damn it. It's okay. Having a moment today. It's all right. Give that one. I can put that one over there. This will help that. All right? Okay, now for the balls and for the gold. So the gold is going to cover up that ugly right there. I think this might not have gotten perfect. Let's do that again. Okay. Any questions about sugar, or if you should do it after you watch me struggle?
So how would they begin if they were?
You know what I started doing is that I started taking classes from people like Stanton and from Awald, and I went to the mainland. So I did a lot of sugar classes myself. And I think in Hawaii, there you go, Caitlin, just hold that right there. In Hawaii, I think it makes it really difficult, especially right here, right next to where you guys are. It's kind of hard to do sugar because it's so humid, but I don't think that you should not do it because I think it's a really great medium and I think it's really fun to do. And I always think that you can, it's like it never happened, see? It's like referring to him, he wanted that piece up there, so I realize that. Okay, so I'm gonna need a ball real quick. Put that on, yeah. That's all right, I'll make
Are there
one.
many people in Hawaii doing sugar then, that being said?
I know
Like
one,
at
I know one person who does it, and in Kauai, that's Orly, and he's really good at sugar, but he's like, I think he's the only, what was that sound? That was not a good sound. Okay. It's all right. Huh? Orly? Yeah. Yeah, he's at the Hyatt.
He was my dishwasher.
Orly, yeah, he's really, you know what, he and I, the first time like I said, I met Orly, he was on that show. And we were both like, who's the other sugar person coming from Hawaii? Because you don't, unless it's Stanton Ho, you don't really know who it is, so.
The gentleman that she's talking about started as a dishwasher in the Western Kauai first opened.
Does that need to,
There
yeah,
he got into the bake shop.
that's good. We're gonna put it, you know what, we're gonna put it, here, just grab it. We're gonna put it, we'll just pull it out a little bit.
Tell him I said hi.
It's not hard yet? Yeah, if you put it right there, it's gonna be fine, because it'll stick it next to that guy, that's fine. It can go down a little bit too. All right, so we need some of those fantastic heart thingies, right? Is that gonna do it? Look at that. Some of these, one of those, everybody's happy. I think this guy is gonna have to go over here as well, because I don't think it can go up there, and then we'll put, do we have another ribbon? What do we have? Or balls? Balls it is. Okay. I think I could just do the pastillage, actually. Yeah, I think I can just do the pastillage. So I'm gonna, can you pour some sugar right there, please? And then you grab that, put that under the sugar lamp, if you don't mind. Just right over
Would
there.
you set it up in the place where you were doing it, or would you dare to move it?
What do you mean?
Well, if you were like,
Oh, no, right here, I set it up right here on his lovely plate.
but if you were doing this
At your hotel or
would you move
your
it?
banquet room.
Yeah, I'd set it up, usually what they have on these things is underneath the plates that they use for the showpieces now, they have, I'm gonna put that right there. You said, is that gonna work? Of course it will. It's hooked to nothing, but wait, I've got a ball, you say. Okay, believe, one must believe.
So it's stable enough to move.
This is pretty light on this. Once the isomalt sets up, it's pretty stable. And then what I would do here is I would just really cover it with a lot of glaze at that point. Now this guy's gonna come behind, right? That'll be, hopefully, let's see, I wanna go like that guy. I've changed my design, obviously, because I had to, for reasons of, that looks fantastic. Okay. I need one of these guys. I apologize, guys. Oh, you know what? Look. Dave, right? He's coming back. I believe that we can do something. All right. So let that go for a second. I think I may want to just put that there somewhere. So I can hook all these guys up there. Right?
Yeah.
Is that good? Okay, come back here. Yes, I think we're gonna go right to the, now see, as normally this is like not as organic, but we had to kind of make some adjustments to the original design. Yeah, is that gonna work? All right, so I'm gonna dip that in and then put that there, and then we can hook that to the back, right? Sorry, I'm like right in the way. Abby, do you have more?
I'm
Hot.
warming some more out.
Okay, let's do that. All right. Okay, I apologize for my
How long
break.
did it take you to make that dream catcher that you did for TV?
That, well, I poured the tube, and that took about 3 hours. Yeah, but I was on a tight schedule, and I also had to do other things when I was doing that too. So, all right.
But, going back to where do you start, or what do you start with?
Uh-huh.
Like I've taken 2 sugar classes from Leeward and Stanton. Well, they did a joint class. I think that's when me and Cheech met.
1980s.
And so, and then
I think
I've
I'm
had
liking
to-
that.
I don't
I'm
do
gonna
a
put
lot
it
of
there.
sugar.
All right,
But
pour.
I've done enough in those
pour.
classes. Do you want to?
Yeah, no, you're good.
That I had to make some sugar glasses for a cake. It was a wine barrel cake with and it had a cake bottle on top, and I wanted to make 2 sugar glasses for it. And just taking those 2 classes, even though I didn't practice a lot, and it took me all day long. It took me like 8 hours, but I was then able, to then
I'm gonna
do
hook that to there
even though it
in a
took me
minute.
forever, and that was
So if that wobbles, it's okay, because we're gonna push
so
it back.
really helps to take some classes from some professionals like that, because both Ewald and Stanton are amazing at what they do,
Huh?
and they'll, they come around and coach you. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
hands-on
No, I know.
class,
I'm
so you're
gonna-
actually doing it, and if you need help, they're helping you. So.
Okay, now push it forward.
And I think before that, just in plated desserts
Yeah.
and stuff, you just do a little bit of bubble sugar. Or a little
Oh,
bit
the
of
bubble
white
sugar. Get the bubble sugar. That's where we're gonna,
That's where we're gonna make it all go wild.
yeah, we're gonna fix our problem that we had here. Serious problem. Okay.
And it's called bubble sugar because
It looks
Okay,
like it's
hold
got
on.
bubbles.
it really does look
It
like
does, yes. Okay, so I'm going to put that, kind of hook that there, so it holds on to there.
So you take the isomalt. Can I talk for you?
Oh,
You
please,
talk.
yes, no, I'm trying to,
And sometimes you add some color to it, and you put it on a silpat. You put it in between the 2 silpats, and you cook it in the oven until it gets all bubbly
Just wanna
like
make
this,
sure
and it
it's
makes
got-
these cool designs. Yeah. And Cheech has a formula for the temperature and the time. That it
I
uses.
do. And I think I might have given it to them on there. Did I tell you guys the temperature for the bubble sugar? 15 minutes at 350?
What if they don't have a convection oven?
You could just do regular oven, that's fine. But you would probably go like 20 minutes, I would think. Okay. And I will hook that. I think that's going to make it stay, do you not think? There you go. Okay, now let go of that for a second. It needs a little bit more. Okay, so can you hold on to this for a second? I'm just going to hook you all together. You ready? Okay.
I think it's clear I shouldn't do sugar.
Why? Oh, no, you're good. You did unhook a couple other things, but you're all right. I'll blame her. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. You know what? You have to carry it to the table, right? So you have to be careful. It can't be too heavy, and the weight usually should be distributed on the bottom, correct? So Abby, if you turn that over onto here too, and then you slowly pull it. Yeah, you're gonna be all right. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, do continue on. All right. So we'll just leave Caitlin there for a minute. Then we'll come back to her. Yeah. And just flip it onto the thing. I like to use these for decor too. You can kind of break them off a little bit and put them in the back. They look kind of cool. I like that. And that's where we're going to cover up our situation that we have here. Okay. Alrighty. No one's leaving. You must like us. Thank you. All right. Is that still moving? A little bit? How much are you moving? A lot?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, that's all right. No, you know what? I'm going to come back around and I'm going to put more sugar to the pivotal points, and you should be okay, all right?
I think the heart and the curve are together, but I don't know if they're stable.
They're not stable? That's all right. We only have to have it hold up until everyone leaves, right, everyone? It's like, well, she'll be holding it here, and we'll be like,
It's fine.
everything's fine. Nothing to see. Okay. All right, so we'll put these kind of funny hearts there. What I wanted to do, too, is bubble sugar will cover up the strange things that we've created, okay? I'm going to put this on there. Alrighty, we're almost there, people. I'm telling you. Well, I enjoyed coming to Oahu, I must say. It's nice to get out of, what we do every day. So sometimes I get locked in my kitchen and I don't really get out much. So I must say it was a pleasure to come here and see what you guys are doing, and I'm excited. There we go. Do you trust me? You're not sure yet. She doesn't. Jury's out. Jury's out. I'm like once I attach all the balls, they will help each other.
Trust you. I don't know if I trust me.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. I won't let you let it go until we're ready, okay?
Arms getting tired? Yes.
All right? Okay, coming around. We just need to secure the thing. Everything needs to have a reason to be, right? Okay, and a little bit more. Are you getting nervous?
Why would I
Okay.
be nervous?
I don't know. Getting nervous? Okay, let me see. Which one moved?
The big one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gloves are like.
Oh, your gloves are stuck to
Yeah.
it. That's why you moved it. Okay. Yeah, well, that's all right. Don't worry. That happens. It's like, we're going to go like this. Don't worry. You stay right there. Okay. 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 Abby, give me a piece of bubble sugar, please.
Like how big?
Yeah. I think that
How big?
you've moved a couple times, so I'm going to have you not see. Yeah, hold very still. See this? Yeah, don't worry about that. Leave that. That's there. But this one you've moved a couple times, so you can't. Don't worry. No breathing. We talked about this. Okay. I'm gonna fix her right up there. Okay, torch. I'm just going to do it with the torch. Thank you. Let's try to adhere all this together. No, the torch. Yeah, give me another piece. It's okay, that'll go. I'm just gonna do it on the back. Let's see. Oh, it's okay. It'll stick eventually. All right. Okay, let go of that for a sec. All right. It's all right. La, la, la. Give me the other. Don't move. Just gonna use the bubble sugar. Yeah, give me another piece. Oh, I like that. I like the whole thingy. I like it. I heard a ooh. Is that good? All right, so if it doesn't, this is really good for you to see. If it doesn't work, you just have to make it fit in there and try to glue it, because the piece it won't sit where you want it to sit normally. It'll you have to play with it just a little bit. So right here, this looks like it's moving forward, doesn't it? But it's gonna stay. There we go, a little bit. Okay, I'll put another piece in there. It's all right. We'll just fill it with bubble sugar. That's perfect. And then we'll put those little balls on it. We'll be done. So not to take any students from here, and I would never do that, Linda and David. But you're more than welcome to come and visit me in Maui. So if you feel like coming over there, I would love to give you a tour. But you have to finish your studies here. And then, right? I know I had to put in that. And then you can come and play with me over in the land of pastry. Over in Candyland, or as we refer to it, Chocolate Land lately, because if I showed you the picture of all the, so I think what I want to do is put this guy here, right? And then a little bit more bubble, don't you think? Doesn't one think? One thinks. All right. So far, and see how these things change? If it doesn't do what you want it to do, you just kind of change it and you say, oh, well, that's what I was always planning on doing. Because I don't usually pull sugar in a kitchen I don't know in front of a lot of people next to the beach. So it's just we've got a lot of things going on. But hopefully from this, you got kind of excited about it. Is it ready? Better take a picture quick. Yeah, no, we're going to put something there. You need a ribbon. Oh, I'll put a ribbon there. That'll be perfect. I'll just wrap that ribbon around there. That'll be fine. Yeah. All right. Oh, a pastillage heart? Oh, yes. That sounds good. Oh, give me one of those pastillage hearts. I want one of those smaller ones. All right. Let's see what we did. Yeah, because that one will cover up the back of this. Ouch, that was caliente. Oh, there we go. So when you take off the sugar gloves and you do that, that was painful. Okay, can you pull that ice mold over real quick? Don't you think this goes here, guys? Everyone? Oh, yes. Survey says yes. Okay, just put it right there. That's good. Okay, all right. So I see people in the back of the room who just came. Are those the pastry guys who are making the 10 million petit fours for this weekend? How are you? You look tired already. Okay, good for you. You look a little tired. They look tired. Okay. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to be putting on, give me a little bit more bubble sugar, please. Just for the front? Yeah, give me a couple nice pieces. And then we'll put a couple over here too. Okay, there we go. Good.
This one's nice.
That's a beautiful one. I like that. Gorgeous. Okay. Very nice.
Oh, here's a cool piece.
That's a cool piece. Ooh, I like that piece. Where that's moving, don't worry. Poor Caitlin, she's gonna have a heart attack today. Poor girl. I know it is. It's a young child. It really is. Okay. And if I don't like that, I can always pull it off, right? I like that. This guy has to kind of go somewhere. Where's he going? Where's the other one? Oh, I used him as a background piece.
Little heart.
That's a little heart? Okay. This guy can go there. Just watch out for the table, Abby. It's moving a little. Okay, all right. That goes, just hold that up right there. That's perfect. Okay.
We're gonna have to wrap.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're dead. I'm gonna stop putting things on here, I swear.
I want to thank Cheech as well as Abby for sharing their passion, their artistry, and their technique with all of us today. That it's just been a wonderful experience to watch you two work and really appreciate it. So I really want to thank you on behalf of the White Culinary Education Foundation and thank these two for all the time and energy.